This is video day 12, and I am coming to you from out in the wild. I'm out driving around to do errands, and you'll hear a train in the background, so I'm in a city that has trains. Today's discovery was liminal space, which is the in-between spaces. So if you remember that Stephen Covey, one of the habits of highly effective people, he was talking about between stimulus and response, there is a space, and it is our responsibility. And he talked a lot about the ability to respond. He said if the responsibility is to widen that gap, and that brought to mind when I was visiting London with a school tour. There, when you got to the subway platform and you got to the edge of the platform, there was a big thing, and sometimes when they opened the doors of the subway, you hear this admonition to mind the gap. So I take that to heart, though, because widening the gap is not an easy thing to do. Because there is that space in between, that is where there is a feeling of uncertainty, and we as human beings do not like to be uncertain in any way. We have defense mechanisms that we have worked out to make this an easier process for us, but here's what those three things typically are: cynicism, perfectionism, and escapism. You know, the scrolling, I'm playing on my iPad thing, and I have flirted with all of those many times. So in order to build the experimental mindset, which is the one that I have high ambition and comfort and all that stuff, I would have to make sure I find a way to widen my gap, take more responsibility for that gap, and the freedom that I have in there, thinking about it with that kind of a mindset, I have the freedom to actually explore and change that gap to be something that's uncertain to something that's more of a sense of wonder. I'm building wonder, and I'm building my curiosity to find out something. So that is my thought for the day. Widen the gap, mind the gap between stimulus and response. Take responsibility for widening the gap.